while, because you know, the vibrating and things. I jumped off, and your legs feels like rubber. You just fall to the ground. He thought that was so funny, because he said, "I kept telling you, you better, you know, take a break." But I was in a hurry. I wanted to get the work done. I remember out there in the field down, I went on the ground, and but I mean, in a little bit, you know, I was okay and things.
So what would you guys do with the raccoons he hunted?
Oh, he most generally sold the fur. Back then, this was in the 60s, early 70s, and I'm pretty sure he got between $25 and $50 for the fur. And then a lot of people ate wild meat, but I'll tell you, my husband wouldn't. No, and I don't. And a lot of times, some of the farmers, like Mr. Adams up here, he would always tell him, you know, if you get that, I would love to have the meat. But my husband would sell the hides. But that was more as a hobby for him. He liked doing that.
What did he do for a living?
Okay, Larry worked, okay, now, he worked, when we lived in Columbus, he worked in a packaging company, and he packaged like, let's say bolts and nuts, up to refrigerators. And they done a lot of military packaging. That was sending it overseas. Then after we moved back here to Waterford, he worked as a custodian at the Wolf Creek schools. And then he got a job working at Central Ohio Coal Company. And he was out there just a little over 10 years. And he was on his job when he had his heart attack, and he passed away at the coal mines.
How old was he when he passed
He was
away?
46.
46.
Mm-hmm.
You said your dad worked in the coal mine. Do you remember some of the names of the coal mines he worked?
No, that was like before he met my mom, and just, you know, maybe soon after they was married. And he worked in the coal mines, and that was in West Virginia. Mm-hmm.
Now, how did you learn about slavery growing up?
Well, just, see, the school I went to, really, there wasn't that many black kids, and you did not hear nothing about black. And I'll tell you, there was, the school was like from the first grade through the 12th, and probably when I started in school, I'm going to say just about eight black kids went to school there, and we was all related. And I can remember, anytime something was said about black or anything, everybody looked at you like, you know, that used to kind of bother me a little bit. But no, anymore, we do not have that. We are all the same here and things, and we've got more. Okay, now see, also my children went to school here at Waterford. There was a few more children. No, there was less. When my children went to school over there, for a while, they was the only 3 black children, mixed children that went to school there. And now, this year, my granddaughter will start in kindergarten, and I was really surprised. I think there is going to be about 5 or 6 black children. And a lot of those children, grandparents are white. And I mean, on the mother or the father's side, that was from Waterford. It seemed like they went away and went to school or whatever, and that's when the mixed marriages started and things. But I think they'll all do pretty good, or it should be.
What did you used to do in high school for fun? You were in Zanesville?
Yes, I was in Zanesville then. Now, I'll tell you, my mom was kind of strict on me. I don't know. Like I said, I like to play ball, and over on the corner, there was an empty corner, and we used to go over there and play baseball. And like in school, I always played baseball and basketball, like that, and then too, like wintertime, a lot of us got together and we played cards and different games like that.
What type of cards games did you play?
500 rummy. That's all I know.
Um, were you on the school sports teams, or you just?
No, just our gym. My mom wouldn't have let me done anything like that because really, I can look back now. I thought she was been mean to me then, but no, you look back. I mean, I only had her because see, my dad had died when I was 5 years old, and my mom did not drive. She walked to work back and forth each day, and it would take her a half an hour to 45 minutes to walk to work at the hospital. And so there would have been no way for her to get, found a way for me to go and play on a team or anything like that.
Did you go roller skating in Zanesville?
No, I was in the skating rink one time, and that was prom night.
Tell us a little bit about your prom and the skating rink.
Well, okay, I used to be real bashful. No, and I did not get up there and dance either with them and things. But I went with Carol Stevens and things. That's, I couldn't think of anybody else to ask and things. And so, yes, I went with Carol to the prom. And
Do you remember your dress?
yes, it was a light yellow dress.
What was the style of the dress?
It was long and kind of in ruffles, or ruffles like that.
Do you remember where you purchased the dress?
No, I don't. I'm pretty sure my sister had got it for me in Columbus. Mm-hmm.
Growing up, did you hear about the Underground Railroad?
No, not really. No, not here at Waterford and things. Then after I went to Zanesville, I learned a little bit more. But hey, I have learned more since I started on genealogy in 1981, and going out to the meetings and got to meet different people like Henry Burke and all of them and different things at the libraries. I have learned more since then.
Growing up, were you allowed to listen to music?
Oh yes.
What type of music did you listen to?
It was most generally country, just country music. Now we did not have a TV. My mom didn't really believe in, well, I shouldn't say believe, she just couldn't afford it, because, she had to count every penny she had to, to pay the bills.
So what did you do for entertainment at home?
Well, like I said, we listened to the radio, and I like to sew, and I did embroidery, and I didn't learn how to crochet until after my children was born and stuff like that.
Do you remember any of the country music performers that you listened to?
No, not really. I can't think of any right now.
Growing up, did your family make or purchase most of the clothing that it wore?
When I was smaller, my mom used to make my dresses out of feed sacks. Back then, you'd go to the feed mill and you got your feed for the pigs and cracked corn and stuff, and it was in feed sacks. And I can remember this one guy there, he always let me go back and pick out what feed sack I wanted. And I think it was probably just one feed sack would make a dress for me then. And that was Mr. Joe Dalton, and he lived down at Coal Run. And he was so nice, and every time, like I said, I was real bashful. I wouldn't hardly look up at anybody, my head was down all the time. And I think he called himself, getting me to the place where I wasn't bashful. He'd always give me a stick of gum when I'd first go in. And then I'd go back and pick out which feed sack I wanted, and stuff. And then after that, my mom got so, she was working at the Good Samaritan Hospital, and she just bought clothes. She didn't, sew anymore.
Do you remember where you shopped growing?
Oh. A lot of times, J.C. Penney's, and they used to be like, and they called it 5 and dime. And then sometimes, yes, and a lot of times when you start in school, you'd get a little better clothes, and they was from Penny's, and she would order them out of the catalog. Mm-hmm.
Do you remember your wedding dress?
Well, yes, but I didn't have no fancy one. Mine was just a straight dress, and how should I tell you? It was like two layers to it, and this out was had the, oh, I can't think. It's got the little holes in it. And the underneath was a real light blue, but you couldn't tell it. It was, and like I said, it was just a straight dress and thing.
Do you remember where you purchased that dress?
Oh, it was a dress shop on High Street in Columbus.
Now, Mr. Joel Dalton, you said you were related to some Daltons. Were you related to him?
Yes, I was. It was distant related. He was to my grandma.
So he was a person of color,
Yes, he was.
and he owned. Can you talk a little bit about the store he owned?
Oh, well, he just worked there. He worked at the feed mill, the Waterford Landmark feed mill. Hmm.
Growing up, did you attend movies?
Very few.
Very few.
And yet today, I still don't care about going to the movies.
Where would you go to see movies at?
Oh, there was a theater over in Beverly, and over there. And then that was one of the things we done for Christmas. School, they would always take us over on the bus, and everybody got to watch a movie. That was the, like the last day of school before Christmas.
What were some of the movies? Do you remember the titles of the movies you get to see?
No, I don't remember that.
Do you remember the name of the theater?
No, I just figured it'd be the Beverly Theater.
Okay, well, thank you very much. But before we end this interview, is there anything that you wanted to say that I didn't ask you?
No, I can't think of anything.
Well, thank you very much.
Okay, and you're welcome.